People keep asking, what is morality? What is ethics? How should I live a moral life? But before you decide how to live, you must first ask, why do I even want to be moral? Because most people are moral out of fear, not out of understanding. You have been told since childhood, be a good person, be honest, help others. But the question never asked is, who is deciding what is good? If your morality comes from society, from tradition, from religion, from fear of punishment or desire for reward, then it is not morality, it is conditioning. Morality, when borrowed, becomes hypocrisy. You will act moral only when someone is watching. When society turns its eyes away, the so-called moral man becomes something else entirely. True morality is not about following rules. It is about seeing clearly. When you see what is true, right action flows naturally. You don't need commandments. You don't need laws written in holy books. A person who lives in truth is the law unto himself. But we are afraid of that freedom. We prefer systems that tell us what to do, because thinking, observing, and being aware take effort. So we delegate morality to others, the priest, the politician, the guru, and then we start living someone else's version of life. Ethics is nothing but applied morality, the rules of conduct that arise when people live together. But if individuals themselves are blind, what kind of ethical system can they create? Blind people will make blind laws. And then we wonder why even our ethical societies are full of corruption, violence, and deceit. The moment you start following rules blindly, you stop being moral. A soldier kills because his system calls it duty. A citizen cheats because his environment calls it survival. Each says, I'm just following the system. And so morality dies, replaced by obedience. Understand, morality is not about following. It is about understanding your own mind. The more you understand your mind, its fears, desires, conditioning, the clearer you become. And in that clarity, you don't need to ask, what is right? You know what is right, not intellectually, but existentially. Ethics, when it emerges from such awareness, becomes compassion. You don't harm others because you see they are not others. When there is awareness, there is unity. And from unity, right action naturally flows. But morality that comes from ignorance divides. It says, this is good, that is bad, this man is holy, that man is sinner. Such morality gives rise to pride, guilt, and fear, never to love. Look at all the moralists of history. They spoke of virtue, but they lived in repression. Their goodness was a mask, a struggle. Real goodness is effortless, like fragrance from a flower. The flower doesn't decide to be moral. It simply blooms in awareness. So drop the borrowed codes. Don't ask, what is the right thing to do? Ask instead, am I seeing things rightly? Because if perception is pure, action cannot be wrong. Morality without consciousness is bondage, but morality born of understanding is freedom. You don't need 10 commandments, you need one insight, that the world outside reflects the state of the mind within. When the mind is clear, morality is natural. When the mind is confused, morality becomes pretension. Therefore, the real work is not on morality, but on clarity. The real revolution is not in systems, but in consciousness. Be aware. Watch your thoughts, your impulses, your reactions. In that watching, you'll discover what is false, and in that discovery, what is true will stand revealed. That truth, not the social morality, not the cultural ethics, will be your compass. And from that compass, action flows like light, silent, pure, and true.